On today's episode of Just Another Father, we're going to be diving into sibling conflict. If your house is anything like ours, with 3 boys and 1 little girl, conflict is at an all-time high. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about some new ways to maybe look at the conflict, some things that you can do as a mom or a dad, and then some things that we just need to leave to the Lord. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Just Another Father, sibling conflict. There are 2 common, really unhelpful things that us as parents do. When our kids start to argue or conflict arises, we imitate more of a referee at a boxing ring, trying to separate the 2 as best we can in hopes that they just get over it. However, ultimately, the bell is going to ring again, and they're going to come back at each other again. Or some of us might be on the other end of the spectrum, in which case we kind of just walk out of the room, shut the door, or go to another place and let them fight it out. Both of these, though, find themselves in the unhelpful realm. The reason is because both separating them or walking away and letting them figure it out both lack the needed depth to truly get them to understand how to solve issues and problems, especially as they get older. As adults, we don't handle conflict this way. And we need to understand that there are things that we can do to help grow our children to understand a better, healthier way to deal with conflict. The first way that we can help truly get our kids to understand how to deal with conflict is to bring one child out of the room and deal with them individually. See, most parents try to, and myself included, we get in the mindset that we need to deal with consequences or we need to discipline them right away. So we, in attempt, go into the room or go into wherever they're having a sibling fight, and we begin to deal out consequences or disciplines with them together. The issue is there's 2 of them, and they deflect what you're saying, and they begin to maybe even team up on you. However, if we can remove one child at a time and deal with them directly, it will get them to understand what you're saying a lot more clearly. Is a pretty cool quote from thrivingkidsconnection.com dealing with sibling conflict. They say, as a parent, here's something you can say when you remove one child. I'm disciplining both of you, but you both need a different approach. You're right that your sister needs correction, and I'm going to help her with that. But for now, her immaturity is a great way for you to learn how to handle conflict more appropriately. That's why I'm training you. So in these moments that we need to realize that we are training them, not just correcting them. We need to teach them how to confront, ignore, negotiate, compromise, and talk about problems to be peacemakers. This is what the Bible calls us to be, is peacemakers. And if we just go in, discipline, or correct, we miss an amazing opportunity to train our children on how to do it better. 3, don't get caught in the blame game. It's at this moment that we need to make sure that our children understand that they have a part to play in the conflict. Yes, their sibling might have done something wrong too, but you're dealing with them at this moment, and you need them to understand what it is that they did wrong and why it was wrong. Let me pause before we do 4 and 5 and say that yes, there are times when discipline needs to happen. However, this should not be our go-to response when siblings are fighting, mainly because once we go into physical discipline or that kind of consequence, we miss the opportunity to teach. because the last thing a kid wants to hear is a lesson from a mom or dad that just had to give them a physical consequence. So don't rush to it, although I'm willing to admit that there is times when this is necessary. You know your children, and you also know yourself. And this is why it's so important that we hide back the feeling to just go in like a bull in a china shop and solve the problem. We need to step back, make sure that we realize our first appointment from the Lord is to be disciple makers, and our children need to be trained up by loving parents who choose to teach before we choose to do anything else. Thank you guys so much for watching Just Another Father. My name is Michael Childs. If you want to reach out to us, or if you have a need with a child or with a spouse, please email us at justanotherfather@gmail.com. Next video, we're going to dive into number 4 and 5 in dealing with sibling rivalry. And we look forward to seeing you in that video as well. Hey, follow us, Instagram, Facebook, like, share, and subscribe. We look forward to the next time. And again, you can go to justanotherfather.com to find out all the information about what we offer and the services that you could get help from. Have a great day.